Hi, you're on the Bible Forum. I'm Warren Sprouse. Do you have any idea how to salvage this and or the next generation? One Egyptian American pastor is speaking out. He's speaking out against the woke culture, arguing that the ideology has permeated many evangelical churches in America today. From ChristianHeadlines.com, Dr. Michael Youssef, a 72-year-old pastor of 3,000-member church, a church of the Apostles in Atlanta, Georgia. He's also the founder of something called Leading the Way television ministry. In a recent interview with the Christian Post, Youssef noted how pastors are rapidly embracing the woke culture in their churches because it's popular to do so. And the culture itself appeals to so many people. It doesn't occur to those people that it's popular and appealing only to the flesh. He says bowing to woke culture allows you to avoid rejection by culture and society. It's a very, very popular message that's now being preached from many evangelical pulpits, traditionally Bible-believing, gospel-preaching churches. We have gone so far that it just grieves me to the point that I literally sometimes just weep tears. So what is this woke culture? Woke is a term that refers to a perceived awareness of issues that concern social justice and racial justice. It derives from the African American vernacular English expression, stay woke. That expression was first used in the 1940s. Woke has resurfaced in recent years as a concept that symbolizes perceived awareness of social issues and movement. By the late 2010s, woke had been adopted as a more generic slang term associated with left-wing politics, progressive or socially liberal causes such as anti-racism, LGBT rights, feminism, and environmentalism. It has also been the subject of memes, ironic usage and criticism for its methods and consequences. Its widespread use since 2014 is a result of the Black Lives Matter movement and the death of George Floyd in 2020. Along with this comes critical race theory. Youssef says this is one evidence of woke culture permeating the church at large as the theory pushes for a worldwide view that characterizes people into oppressed and oppressor groups merely on the basis of skin color. At its heart, it's a very Marxist ideology, but people are taking it very seriously. The idea of the oppressed and the oppressors is really not that simple. Youssef pointed out that private Christian schools in Atlanta are having white children apologize to black kids in accordance to the CRT. Apologizing for what? Apologizing that they are innocent. They haven't done anything. The pastor says it's crazy and it's just going to get worse. Ultimately, Youssef believes that pastors, black and white, are what he calls culprits. The culprits for leading their congregations away from biblical truth for the sake of popularity. He said, I've always believed, as goes the pulpit, so goes the pew. As goes the pew, so goes the culture. As a pastor, I put the full blame right on us, in our laps, because we want to be liked, loved, and followed on social media by millions of people. Pastors are the culprits. We need to be about Jesus, not about being liked, because that's deadly as far as the gospel of Christ is concerned. Young pastors must realize that this is a deception. It's very subtle, very clever, but it's a deception nonetheless. Yusuf grew up in Egypt. He knows firsthand the pressure to embrace the surrounding culture. Christians in that Middle Eastern country, he says, face severe persecution from Islamic extremists. And in response, the pastor shared that he was continually trained at home in how to stand up for the faith and not be deceived. He writes, I knew that though they might offer me jobs, money, prestigious scholarships to convert to Islam, I had to stand strong. So I grew up with it. The pastor encourages the next generation of Christians to expect to be aliens and sojourners in this world. This is not your home, he emphasized. Jesus places us here to be a light to this dark world, not to be part of it, certainly not to be part of the darkness. Have you ever thought about it? Looked at your life that way? Especially if you're a younger person, you're no doubt going to see a great deal more of this than some of us who are on the way out. I'm done. I'm an old man. An old man no younger person wants to hear from. I can preach, I can teach, but I will not influence this generation. What about you? Are you protecting yourself? Are you protecting your family? Are you engaging the enemy? Or are you just going along with the program? One day you'll wake up and hear through other person's ears the words that you say and the slang and the pet phrases that have just become natural. In years to come, you will hear back from your children or maybe your grandchildren some of the things you said or did that they really thought were strange. And you'll be embarrassed. And you might defend yourself, or you might apologize. But every day, your life is a testimony of something.